Welcome to my channel where we explore the fascinating world of rare and collectible coins. In today's video, we're diving deep into one of Canada's most iconic coins, the 1971 Canadian 1 cent. Whether you're a coin enthusiast, a collector, or someone just curious about the hidden treasures that could be sitting in your pocket or collection, this episode is for you. We'll explore the full history of the 1971 Canadian 1 cent, its design, production details, and most importantly, its current value and potential worth to collectors today. So sit back, relax, and let's uncover the story behind this remarkable piece of numismatic history. The 1971 Canadian 1 cent coin is more than just a small piece of metal. It's a window into Canada's rich numismatic history. To understand the significance of the 1971 1 cent coin, we must first look at the broader history of the Canadian penny. The Canadian 1 cent coin was first introduced in 1858, back when Canada was still a collection of British colonies. The penny was designed to align with the British monetary system. Over the years, the coin saw many design and composition changes, each reflecting the historical context of its era. The 1971 penny came during an important transitional period in Canadian coinage. By the 1970s, Canada had already established its own identity as a fully independent nation after officially adopting the maple leaf design in 1937. However, in the post-World War II era, economic factors such as inflation, the rising cost of copper, and industrial modernization prompted several shifts in coin production. The 1971 Canadian 1 cent coin features a design that is iconic and instantly recognizable. The coin's obverse, or front side, bears the image of Queen Elizabeth II, who had been the monarch of Canada since 1952. This portrait was designed by Arnold Machin, an English sculptor, whose version of the Queen's profile appeared on many Commonwealth coins during this period. The reverse side of the coin showcases Canada's national symbol, the maple leaf. This design, created by artist George Kruger Gray, had been in use since 1937 and is one of the most enduring and beloved symbols in Canadian coinage. The single maple leaf in the center, accompanied by the denomination 1 cent, and the inscription Canada 1971 reflects Canada's pride in its natural beauty and cultural heritage. The 1971 penny was struck from 98% copper, 0.5% tin, and 1.5% zinc. This particular composition had been standard for Canadian pennies since 1960, giving the coin its distinctive reddish hue. The weight of the coin is 3.24 grams, and it has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. While these specs may seem ordinary, the value of these coins lies in their history, scarcity, and condition. The 1971 Canadian 1 cent coin was minted at the Royal Canadian Mint headquartered in Ottawa. The Royal Canadian Mint, which has been in operation since 1908, is renowned for producing some of the highest quality coins in the world. In 1971, approximately 293 million 1 cent coins were minted. This figure might seem large, but due to the widespread use of pennies in circulation at the time and the inevitable wear and tear that coins undergo, finding a 1971 penny in pristine condition today is becoming increasingly rare. Additionally, variations in minting quality and the emergence of era coins have added to the scarcity of high-grade examples. The value of a 1971 Canadian penny can vary significantly based on several factors, which we'll break down for you. As with any collectible coin, the condition or grade is one of the most critical factors determining its value. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state. A well-worn 1971 penny that has been in circulation for decades will hold far less value than one that has been carefully preserved or never used. A coin in MS65 condition, which is a nearly perfect coin with only minor imperfections visible under magnification, can fetch significantly higher prices compared to one that is graded good or fine. High-grade examples from 1971 are especially sought after by collectors, particularly if they have a brilliant luster and no visible damage. Some 1971 pennies are considered more valuable due to minting errors. These errors may include off-center strikes, double-die obverse or reverses, and clipped planchets. Coins with these errors are highly prized by collectors, as they are unique and rare. A 1971 penny with a noticeable minting error could be worth exponentially more than a regular one in circulation. Although 293 million coins were minted in 1971, few high-grade specimens survive today due to extensive circulation. Over time, coins were damaged, worn down, or lost, which significantly reduces the number of coins in collectible condition. The scarcity of top-grade coins increases their value, as collectors and investors compete to acquire the best-preserved examples. Now comes the big question: what is the 1971 Canadian 1-cent coin worth today? The value of a 1971 penny can range from a few cents to several $100s, depending on its condition and rarity. Here's a breakdown of its approximate values. Circulated coins: average condition coins that have been used in everyday transactions and show visible signs of wear typically have little premium beyond their face value. These coins are worth around 5 to 10 cents. If you have a 1971 penny that has never been circulated and retains its original mint luster, its value can rise significantly. Uncirculated coins in lower mint state grades can be worth between $5 and $20. A pristine 1971 penny graded MS65 or higher could fetch anywhere from $50 to $200 at auction or in private sales. Depending on the type of error, these can be worth $100 to several $1,000s depending on the rarity and demand among collectors. For example, in recent years, 1971 pennies in MS66 condition have sold for over $500, and exceptional error coins can command even higher prices at auction, beyond its financial worth. The 1971 Canadian 1-cent coin holds immense cultural and historical value. As a piece of Canadian history, it represents an era of growth, modernization, and national pride. The design of the coin reflects Canada's deep connection to its natural environment through the maple leaf and its ties to the British monarchy with Queen Elizabeth II's portrait. For collectors, the 1971 penny is a must-have for completing any Canadian coin collection, especially as the Canadian Mint officially stopped producing pennies in 2012. As time goes on, the scarcity of well-preserved 1971 pennies will only increase, making them even more valuable in the future. The 1971 Canadian 1-cent coin is more than just a small copper piece. It's a significant part of Canadian history with the potential to be worth big money, especially for collectors and investors who recognize its rarity and unique characteristics. Whether you're just starting out in coin collecting or you're an experienced numismatist, keeping an eye out for high-quality 1971 pennies could lead to a valuable addition to your collection. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1971 Canadian 1-cent coin, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on rare and valuable coins. Let us know in the comments if you have a 1971 penny and what condition it's in. We'd love to hear your stories. Thank you for watching, and happy collecting. Welcome back, coin collectors and enthusiasts. Today we'll be diving deep into the fascinating world of Canadian coinage with a focus on the 1987 Canadian 1-cent coin. This humble penny is not just a small piece of copper, it's a symbol of Canadian history and monetary evolution, and for collectors it can have significant value. We'll explore the rich history behind the Canadian cent, why the 1987 issue is notable, and most importantly, what makes it a treasure for collectors and investors alike. Stick around because you don't want to miss out on the key details that could turn this small coin into a big deal in your collection. The Canadian 1-cent coin, also known colloquially as the penny, has a long and storied history. Introduced in 1858, the 1-cent coin was initially minted when Canada was still a British colony. These early coins bore the portrait of Queen Victoria and were struck in bronze. Over the years, the design and composition of the coin evolved alongside Canada's development as a nation. By 1920, the penny's composition was changed to a more cost-effective combination of copper and zinc, a shift that continued through the 20th century. The 1987 Canadian 1-cent coin was struck during a time when the country was in a period of economic and political stability, yet the penny itself would soon be on the verge of becoming obsolete as production costs increased and public sentiment shifted against its use. The face of the 1987 penny, like many before it, bears the familiar image of Queen Elizabeth II, who became the longest reigning monarch in Canada's history. On the reverse, you will find the iconic maple leaf design, a symbol of Canadian pride and unity. This design has been a constant feature of the Canadian penny since 1937, marking its 50th year in 1987. Although the 1987 1-cent coin may seem like just another coin, it is notable for several reasons. The 1987 penny was made of 98% copper, with small amounts of zinc and tin. This is significant because, by the 1990s, rising copper prices would force the Royal Canadian Mint to transition to a mostly zinc composition, coated with copper plating. So, the 1987 penny represents one of the last years that the Canadian cent would be predominantly made of copper. The 1987 penny continued the tradition of featuring the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, a portrait designed by Arnold Mackin. The reverse features the dual maple leaf design created by G. Kruger Gray in 1937. The dual maple leaf is a long-standing symbol of Canadian national identity, and its presence on the coin for decades reflects its importance. The 1987 penny was produced in large quantities. In fact, over 669 million 1-cent coins were minted that year, meaning the coin is relatively common. However, this does not detract from its historical significance, especially when found in excellent condition, which we will discuss in more detail. The 1987 penny is part of a transitional period in Canadian coinage. By 1989, Canada would face increased pressure to reduce costs associated with minting pennies, leading to changes in material composition and eventually, in 2012, the elimination of the penny from circulation altogether. Thus, the 1987 penny is a part of the final era of full copper pennies. Now let's talk about what every coin collector wants to know: what is the value of the 1987 Canadian 1-cent coin? As with any collectible, the value of a coin can vary based on several factors, including its condition, rarity, and demand in the market. Even though this coin was produced in the hundreds of millions, certain characteristics can make specific coins more valuable than others. The condition of a coin is one of the most significant factors influencing its value. Coins are graded on a scale, with mint state coins being the highest grade possible. A 1987 penny in mint state condition can be worth significantly more than one that has seen circulation. Collectors will pay a premium for coins that show little to no wear and retain their original luster. Circulated coins, those that have been used in everyday transactions, typically hold a value close to their face value, though they may fetch slightly more due to their copper content. Uncirculated or mint condition coins can be worth between 30 cents and $5 depending on the grade. Proof coins or those with errors can fetch even higher prices. These coins were produced with special care and are often highly prized by collectors. Although over 669 million coins were minted in 1987, finding a coin in pristine uncirculated condition is far less common than finding a circulated one. Coins from that year that have been well preserved in coin albums or collections can be more valuable. Error coins are among the most sought-after pieces by collectors. These include coins with design flaws, misstrikes, or imperfections. Although error coins from 1987 are not as common as some other years, they do exist. If you happen to come across an error coin from this year, it could significantly increase its value, potentially fetching upwards of $50 or more depending on the error. While the penny has been removed from circulation in Canada, the copper content of pre-1997 pennies like the 1987 one adds intrinsic value. As of today, the scrap value of the copper in a single 1987 penny is worth more than the 1 cent face value. With copper prices fluctuating, the metal content alone can make these coins worth saving in bulk. Collectors prize the 1987 Canadian penny for several reasons beyond its copper content. This coin hails from the waning days of the Canadian penny. The decision to stop producing pennies in 2012 has caused many to reflect on the role these small coins played in everyday transactions. For collectors, owning a piece of history, especially in excellent condition, holds great appeal. Many Canadians who grew up using pennies in the 1980s and 1990s see coins like the 1987 penny as a reminder of simpler times. Nostalgia can be a strong driver in the collectibles market, and coins are no exception. As time goes on and fewer high-quality specimens of the 1987 penny remain, the value of these coins is likely to increase. Particularly for investors who are interested in long-term holdings, acquiring pristine 1987 pennies now could pay off in the future. As previously mentioned, any rare errors or special varieties of the 1987 penny can command a much higher price. For example, coins with die clashes, off-center strikes, or doubled dies could sell for considerably more than face value, even reaching hundreds of dollars depending on rarity and condition. While the 1987 Canadian 1 cent coin may have started as a simple piece of change, its value has grown in multiple ways. Its historical significance, copper content, and potential for increased future worth make it a small but mighty asset in the world of coin collecting. Whether you're an experienced collector or just starting out, it's worth holding on to or seeking out pristine examples of this coin. As more collectors turn their attention to Canadian coinage, especially with the penny no longer in circulation, the 1987 1 cent coin is sure to become even more desirable. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos on the fascinating world of coins and currency. Let me know in the comments if you've ever come across a 1987 Canadian penny, or if you've discovered any valuable error coins. Stay tuned for more valuable insights into the world of numismatics. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated on all things related to coin collecting. Until next time, happy collecting! Hello coin enthusiasts and collectors, welcome back to my channel where we explore the fascinating world of coins and their hidden treasures. In today's video we're taking a detailed look at one of Canada's most iconic and significant coins, the 1994 Canadian 1 cent coin. This coin might seem small and insignificant to some, but its rich history, collectible value, and big worth in the numismatic world make it a coin you can't overlook. Stay tuned as we delve into the full history of this coin, examine its unique features, and explore why collectors around the world are eager to add this coin to their collection. Let's uncover the big worth of money this little copper treasure holds. To understand the true significance of the 1994 Canadian 1 cent coin, we first need to take a step back and look at the larger picture of Canada's coinage history. The 1 cent coin, colloquially known as the penny, was an integral part of Canadian currency for over 150 years. The coin's journey began in 1858, when the province of Canada issued its first decimal coins. Throughout the years, the Canadian 1 cent has seen numerous design changes, each reflecting the nation's evolving culture and identity. By the 1990s, Canada had established itself as a nation of modern infrastructure, multiculturalism, and global influence. The 1994 1-cent coin was minted during a period when the Canadian economy was growing, the maple leaf flag had become a strong national symbol, and the government had begun to discuss discontinuing smaller denominations due to rising production costs. The 1994 penny was one of the final runs of the traditional 1-cent coin before its eventual discontinuation in 2012, making it part of the last era of Canadian pennies. This adds an extra layer of historical significance to the coin, as it represents the tail end of a long-standing tradition in Canada's monetary system. Let's now take a closer look at the design and unique characteristics of the 1994 Canadian 1-cent coin. On the front of the coin, you will find a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This portrait was designed by Dora de Petrie-Hunt, a renowned Canadian sculptor. This particular version of the Queen's portrait has been on Canadian coins since 1990 and depicts her at a more mature stage of her life. The Queen is portrayed with grace and dignity, facing right, wearing a crown. Around her portrait the inscription reads Elizabeth II DG Regina, which is short for Dei Gratia Regina, meaning by the grace of God, Queen. The reverse of the coin features an iconic maple leaf twig which has long been a symbol of Canada. This design was created by George Kruger Gray and has been in use on the Canadian penny since 1937. The maple leaf represents the strength and endurance of the Canadian spirit. Below the twig, the word Canada is inscribed, along with the year 1994 and the coin's denomination, 1 cent. The coin was composed primarily of copper-plated zinc, a shift from earlier years when Canadian pennies were made of pure copper. This change was driven by the need to reduce production costs, as copper prices were rising during the late 20th century. The shift to a zinc core marked the start of a more cost-effective era of Canadian coinage, but it also made earlier, pure copper coins more sought after by collectors. The 1994 1-cent coin was minted by the Royal Canadian Mint, one of the most advanced minting institutions in the world. The Mint, headquartered in Ottawa, is responsible for producing all of Canada's circulation coins, and it has a reputation for high-quality craftsmanship. In 1994, the Royal Canadian Mint struck 484,630,000 1-cent coins. While this might seem like a large number, many of these coins have since been removed from circulation due to wear and tear, hoarding, or destruction. This gradual reduction in the number of available coins adds to their collectible value today. Since the 1994 penny was part of the declining use of 1-cent coins, many Canadians started to phase out their use of pennies in favor of higher denominations. This makes uncirculated or mint condition 1994 pennies even rarer and more desirable for collectors. Now, let's talk about what you've all been waiting for: the value and worth of the 1994 Canadian 1-cent coin. For everyday use, the penny may have only had a face value of 1 cent, but in today's collector's market, its value can be far more significant, depending on its condition. Coins in circulated condition are generally worth between 10 cents and 25 cents. However, coins that have been preserved in uncirculated condition or those that are graded MS-65 mint state 65 can fetch between $10 and $50 or more. What makes the 1994 penny even more appealing to collectors is the fact that it's part of a now discontinued denomination. With Canada having ceased the production of the 1-cent coin in 2012, these pennies have become part of history, and their value is expected to rise as they become scarcer. Collectors who are looking for unique varieties or errors in the coin, such as doubling on the date or misaligned die strikes, could find coins worth even more, sometimes fetching prices as high as $100 or more at auction. The key to understanding the big worth of money in this coin lies not just in its face value but in its collectability. Canadian pennies from the 1990s are becoming increasingly popular in the numismatic community due to their historical importance and the fact that they represent the final years of the denomination. As time passes, the demand for discontinued coins typically increases. With fewer people holding onto these pennies, especially in high-grade condition, the value will continue to grow. In recent years, the market for Canadian coinage has seen a significant rise in interest, with collectors from around the world seeking to add these iconic coins to their collections. For the serious collector, owning a pristine 1994 Canadian 1-cent coin is like owning a piece of Canadian history. The fact that these coins were minted during the final years of the penny's circulation makes them even more appealing to those who recognize their long-term potential. The big worth comes in graded coins, especially those in MS65 or higher. If you manage to find a coin from this year in pristine, untouched condition, it could easily be valued at $50 to $100 or more, and as the years go on, its value could skyrocket. Don't forget to keep an eye out for rare varieties or error coins. These can exponentially increase a coin's value in the eyes of collectors. To wrap up, the 1994 Canadian 1-cent coin is far more than just a relic of the past. It's a symbol of Canada's rich cultural and economic history. Whether you're a casual collector, a seasoned numismatist, or someone looking to start investing in coins, the 1994 penny is one to hold on to. With its historical significance, unique design, and increasing scarcity, the 1994 Canadian 1-cent coin holds the potential to grow in value and become a treasured piece for any collection. If you like today's deep dive into the 1994 Canadian 1-cent coin, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Exploring more hidden gems in the world of numismatics. Let us know in the comments if you have a 1994 penny in your collection, and what other coins you'd like to learn about next. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting! Welcome to my channel where we explore the fascinating world of coins and the hidden treasures they represent. In today's video, we're diving deep into the story of the 2003 Canadian 1-cent coin. You might have come across one in your pocket change, but did you know that this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth more than its face value? Join me as we uncover the full history of this iconic coin, its production, unique design, and why it's become a piece of numismatic significance in recent years. Let's discover the true value behind this humble penny. Before we focus on the 2003 edition, let's talk about the broader history of the Canadian penny. The 1-cent coin has been a staple of Canadian currency since 1858, when the province of Canada first introduced it as part of a move toward decimal-based coinage. Over the decades, the design has evolved, but the penny has always represented a fundamental unit of Canadian currency. The penny's production became an important symbol of the nation's economy, and its design honored Canada's cultural and natural heritage. The iconic image of Queen Elizabeth II has graced the obverse of the coin since 1953, following her ascension to the throne. This link between the monarchy and Canadian currency has been a strong tradition, reflecting Canada's status as a constitutional monarchy. On the reverse, we've long seen the iconic maple leaf and national emblem of pride. However, the Canadian penny would not last forever. Due to rising production costs and its decreasing purchasing power, the Canadian government decided to discontinue the penny in 2012. This decision marked the end of an era in Canadian coinage, but pennies, especially those minted in the years leading up to this decision, have now gained a new level of interest among collectors. The 2003 Canadian 1-cent coin is unique, not just because of its connection to the end of penny production, but because it represents a critical moment in Canadian minting history. In 2003, the Royal Canadian Mint produced the 1-cent coin in copper-plated zinc, a shift from the copper-plated steel versions used in previous years. The obverse of the 2003 coin features the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Canadian artist Dora de Petithunt. This particular portrait had been in use since 1990 and is known for its elegant representation of the Queen in her later years. For collectors, this version of the Queen's portrait is highly cherished because of its artistic detail and historical importance, as it reflects the long reign of Queen Elizabeth II. The reverse of the coin, designed by G. Kruger Gray, carries the iconic maple leaf design that has been a symbol of Canadian national pride since 1937. The intricate depiction of two maple leaves on a twig is a fitting tribute to Canada's rich natural beauty and symbolizes strength, endurance, and national unity. This design has stood the test of time, making the 2003 penny a quintessential piece of Canadian identity. Although millions of 2003 Canadian pennies were minted, there are certain varieties that make some of these coins more valuable than others. One key factor that affects the value of the 2003 penny is its metal composition. The switch to copper-plated zinc in 2003 means that earlier versions of the penny, which were made from copper-plated steel, are distinctly different in both appearance and weight. Collectors often seek out these transitional coins because they represent a significant change in the minting process. There is also a rare variety of the 2003 Canadian 1-cent coin known as the No P penny. Typically, pennies from the Royal Canadian Mint carry a small P mint mark, indicating that the coin is plated with a specific metal, but some 2003 pennies were mistakenly minted without this mark. This variety is much rarer than the standard 2003 penny and can command a premium price among collectors. If you happen to find one in your collection, you may be holding a coin worth far more than its face value. Now, let's talk about the value. While the face value of the 2003 Canadian penny is, of course, just 1 cent, its actual market value can vary significantly based on factors like rarity, condition, and demand among collectors. For a standard 2003 penny in circulated condition, you may not expect much more than its face value, but if the coin is in uncirculated or mint condition, it can fetch a higher price, often ranging from 50 cents to $1 Canadian. This might not seem like a lot, but for coin collectors, even a small premium above face value is a sign of growing interest. However, if you possess a rare variety, such as the 2003 No P penny or a coin in pristine condition, the value can increase dramatically. Some of these rare varieties have sold for $10 to $20 Canadian or more at auctions. In addition, coins with errors, such as off-center strikes or planchet defects, can significantly increase the coin's value, sometimes reaching hundreds of dollars depending on the rarity and interest from collectors. Beyond its monetary value, the 2003 Canadian 1-cent coin holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. It represents a snapshot of Canadian history during a time when the penny was still in circulation, and it serves as a memento of a coin that is no longer in everyday use. The decision to discontinue the penny in 2012 has only increased the value of earlier pennies like the 2003 edition, as they are no longer produced, making each surviving coin a relic of a bygone era. Collectors and numismatists treasure these coins for their historical significance, beautiful design, and the role they played in Canada's economy for over 150 years. As time goes on and more pennies are taken out of circulation, their value is only expected to increase, making them a solid investment for the future. Looking forward, the value of the 2003 Canadian penny is expected to rise steadily, especially for those coins in mint condition or those with rare varieties. As fewer people hold on to their pennies and as more of them are lost, destroyed, or melted down, the surviving examples will become more scarce. This basic principle of supply and demand will drive up the value for collectors, particularly for those who are focused on completing full sets of Canadian coins. The increasing interest in Canadian coinage, combined with the nostalgia surrounding the penny, means that collectors from around the world are also becoming more interested in Canadian coins. This expanding market, along with the historical importance of the penny, makes the 2003 edition a coin worth holding on to for both its sentimental and investment value. And there you have it, the fascinating story behind the 2003 Canadian 1-cent coin. It's not just a piece of loose change, it's a small but significant part of Canada's cultural and economic history. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting out, the 2003 penny offers a glimpse into a time that is now firmly in the past, but still holds immense value today. So if you have one of these coins lying around, don't dismiss it. It could be worth more than you think. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of coin collecting, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the world of rare and valuable coins. Let me know in the comments if you've come across a 2003 Canadian penny. And as always, happy collecting! Watch more videos on rare Canadian coins, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe for more valuable coin content. Hello fellow numismatists and coin collectors, welcome back to my channel where we delve deep into the fascinating world of coins and uncover their rich history, significance, and value. Today, we're going to take an in-depth look at the 2005 Canadian 1-cent coin. This seemingly small and often overlooked piece of currency holds a great deal of historical importance, not to mention some intriguing aspects when it comes to its value. If you're passionate about Canadian coinage or simply want to learn more about how even the smallest coin can become a big collector's item, stick around. This video is packed with valuable insights, so let's jump in. The Canadian 1-cent coin, commonly referred to as the penny, has a long and storied history that dates back to the mid-19th century. However, our focus today is on the 2005 edition, which comes from a much later period but carries with it a legacy rooted in Canada's rich economic and political history. The first Canadian penny was minted in 1858, and over the decades, the coin went through several design changes and material modifications. However, by the time we reached the 21st century, the Canadian penny had already become a part of the country's cultural identity, even as its utility in day-to-day transactions was declining. The 2005 Canadian 1-cent coin is notable because it was minted during a time when discussions about the future of the penny were gaining momentum. With production costs rising and the actual value of the coin decreasing due to inflation, many wondered how long the penny would remain in circulation. As we know now, the penny was officially phased out in 2012, making 2005 one of the final years that this coin was minted as part of the regular currency system. The 2005 penny maintains the iconic design that had been in place since 1937, the image of two maple leaves attached to a single twig. Designed by G. Kruger Gray, this design was meant to symbolize Canada's natural beauty and its people's resilience. The maple leaf is, of course, a national symbol of Canada, and it's only fitting that it adorned the country's smallest denomination coin for so many years. On the obverse, you will find the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Susanna Blunt. This portrait of the Queen, introduced in 2003, marked a more modern and simplified look compared to previous iterations. The absence of a crown on the Queen's head was a significant shift in artistic direction, symbolizing a more contemporary and accessible monarchy. The inscription reads, Elizabeth II DG Regina, which stands for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen. The 2005 Canadian penny is made primarily of copper-plated steel, a composition that had been in use since 2000. Prior to that, Canadian pennies had been made from copper or bronze alloys. The decision to switch to a steel core with a copper plating was driven by the need to reduce production costs, as the face value of the penny was rapidly becoming less than the cost of the materials used to produce it. The coin was minted by the Royal Canadian Mint, a renowned institution that is known for its precision and attention to detail. In 2005, millions of pennies were minted for general circulation, but as we'll see, some of these pennies hold a much higher value than their face worth. While the 2005 penny was minted in large numbers, not all of these coins are created equal. In fact, certain varieties and era coins from this year can fetch a significant premium in the collector's market. One of the most sought-after variations is the die clash error. This occurs when the coin dies. The engraved metal pieces used to strike the coins come into contact without a planchet coin blank between them, leaving an imprint of the dies on each other. Coins struck after such an event can show traces of this clash, making them unique and highly collectible. There are also other minor varieties involving slight misalignments or striking errors, where the design may appear off-center or doubled. These error coins are particularly attractive to collectors who specialize in coins with unique flaws. In addition to circulation coins, the Royal Canadian Mint also produced special proof and specimen sets in 2005. These sets were aimed at collectors and featured high-quality strikes with mirror-like finishes. Coins from these sets are often in pristine condition, making them highly desirable among collectors, especially when kept in their original mint packaging. Now, let's get to one of the most exciting aspects of this video: the value of the 2005 Canadian 1-cent coin. While the face value of the coin is, of course, 1 cent, its worth can be much higher depending on its condition, rarity, and type. For a regular circulation coin in average condition, the value is generally quite low, often just around 1 to 2 cents. However, for coins in uncirculated or mint-state condition, the value can increase significantly. A 2005 penny in mint state MS65 or higher can fetch anywhere from $1 to $5, depending on the market. Proof and specimen coins from 2005, particularly those in original sets, are worth significantly more. A proof penny from 2005 in pristine condition can be valued at around $10 to $20, while full proof sets, which include other denominations, can be worth over $50. The real prize comes with error coins. As mentioned earlier, coins with die clashes or other striking errors can be worth much more than their regular counterparts. Depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error, these coins can range in value from $50 to $200 or more. Die clash errors, in particular, are highly coveted and can fetch a premium. One of the key factors influencing the value of any coin is collector demand. The 2005 penny, being from the last decade of the penny's circulation in Canada, has seen increasing interest from collectors who want to own a piece of Canadian monetary history. With the discontinuation of the penny in 2012, many people began to view these coins as nostalgic relics, further driving up demand. While the financial value of the 2005 Canadian penny can vary based on condition and rarity, its true worth extends far beyond the dollar amount. This coin represents the end of an era in Canadian currency, a reminder of a time when the penny still played a role in daily transactions. For collectors, the 2005 penny is more than just a small piece of metal. It's a tangible connection to Canada's history and a symbol of the changing times in the global economy. As production costs soared and inflation rendered the penny nearly obsolete, this humble coin took on new significance. Today, it's a sought-after item for anyone interested in preserving a piece of Canada's rich numismatic heritage. In conclusion, the 2005 Canadian 1-cent coin is a fascinating piece of history with surprising value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, it's worth keeping an eye out for these coins, especially if you come across any rare varieties or proof sets. As Canada moves further away from the penny in its monetary system, the value and interest in these coins will likely continue to rise, making them an excellent addition to any collection. Thank you for joining me today. If you found this video insightful, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the world of coin collecting. Don't forget to leave a comment if you've got a 2005 penny in your collection, or if you've discovered any exciting finds of your own. Happy collecting, and see you next time.